and Maurice Jones-Drew back at SoFi Stadium for a rivalry game against the Seattle Seahawks. It's midnight mode Sunday here at SoFi as a matchup between 7 and 2 teams will decide control of the NFC West. Feels like a playoff game here in November.
It does. Did you say midnight mo or mode?
Yes.
Either one works.
Both.
Yeah, midnight mo. I like midnight mo.
Midnight mo is sleep. Make sure you understand that.
Might be sleep, but it's a big one. This is huge. Love this game, yeah.
I was just talking to my old running back coach, who's a running back coach for the Seattle Seahawks, and they feel the same way. This is, for all the marbles, they feel like the winner here gets a chance to get a step ahead of everybody in the NFC West, possibly become the best team in the NFC after this game. So a lot's on the line today.
I think Puka said it. The Rams are on a heater right now, and specifically Matthew Stafford playing as good as any quarterback walking the planet.
Oh, no doubt. We talked about this last week, or on Between the Horns. We're talking about the scramble play he made for the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
My favorite play last week was a 1st and 5 play that ended in an incomplete pass. Rob Havenstein gets beat inside. Matthew Stafford has the patience to find a good spot to dead the ball. Now, it means nothing. There's no stats. No one made money. But it's such a smart play. He's playing so fast. That has to be contagious for the rest of the football team.
I would tell you, want to talk about best plays? Mine was the first play. Take a shot to Terrence Ferguson. I don't care if he's covered or not. This is the kind of game we're going to be, and we're going to be aggressive. I hope we see that again tonight to set the tone. Again, this is it's a top 5 defense here you're going against. Set the tone early. We're going to take a shot. We're not afraid of what you guys have.
I mean, that comment encapsulates perfectly where the Rams have been and where they are in this moment in time. From their top draft pick being a healthy scratch in the second month of the season to now going to him on a shot play. On the first play against – thanks for walking through the shot there, Champ. The division rival in San Francisco, unbelievable. And it's also kind of the identity that the Rams have embraced, these 2 and 3 tight end sets. Do you think that will continue today against Seattle, a team – that's built to defend it?
Oh, absolutely. I can't tell you, stress this enough. I can't stand 12 and 13 personnel as a defensive player because it creates so much indecision. I have to worry about what goes on behind me and not in front of me. And I think the Rams do an excellent job of creating those extra gaps to make you have to think, to make you have to commit that safety down. Now, depending on which group of tight ends you have in there, if you play nickel against that, you're in trouble. They can run the football. If you go big against that, they can throw the football. So I think 12, 13 personnel presents all sorts of problems for any defense.
You know, it's so funny. There's been a lot of talk in the national media about 12 and 13 personnel and how do you defend it. Is it going to be, down in distance are you playing? How are you going to handle those things? To me, it's a certain package of the 3 tight ends that you use, right? Is it Parkinson, Ferguson, and Davis? Whoever it is, you have to look at those tendencies. Mm-hmm. But to me, they all match. Right? You can run the football out of those. You can play action pass. You can drop back throw. Is it Mumfield? Is it Adams? Is it Puka out there? Like, there's so many different ways. And I think Sean has really tapped in to exposing a lot of people because how do you match up with 3 guys on the field that are 6'5" and above?
I think that right there is why the Rams have an advantage, if there is one to be found, is they have more ways to beat you, I think, offensively. They have more paths to victory. Darnold and the Seahawks, they got to do their one thing really well, and they do it as well as anybody. But I'm just going to float this out there. It would not surprise me at all, after a month of just chewing up defenses with multiple tight ends, if Sean flips the script and goes back to September spamming Puka, spamming Devontae Adams, living in 11 personnel, because I truly respect this McDonald defense, and I think they are equipped to thwart what the Rams have done best here in the month of October turn November.
When JB says stuff like that, he's kind of telling you he might have.
No, I got no inside
info.
He might have had some inside info.
No, because I'll say the other thing, too.
He did read my mind, though, yeah.
Remember 2023 against McDonald and the Ravens, the opening drive of that game? 9 straight runs, just straight down their throat. And if they do want to live in nickel, the great thing about McVay, and I think this is my previous point too, is he is willing to mash you with the running game.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think that's another path to victory. If they want to live in that, Sean and Kyron and the offensive line, they can take them out of it quickly.
I was thinking before he said it, it's a nice fallback to have in case your game plan stuff isn't working. I can just spam the football out beyond the numbers to my 2 top receivers and move the ball that way. So I think the Rams offense the last 3 weeks has really repped being diversified and given defenses a lot to talk about, because when you do get in those different tight end packages, you have to talk through each and every single one of them on defense and figure out what you're trying to do. You may have to call off pressure packages depending on who's in there. So if you are matching up, having success, now you got to deal with Devontae and Puka outside the numbers. So this offense has a chance to hit you vertically or the width of the field and move the football up and down.
You know, I think the best thing is Sean McVay is making defenses defend. That's it.
Every blade of grass.
Every blade of grass you have to defend. It's going to be in the running game, in the passing game, the screen game as we saw against San Francisco. Everything is starting to come out, and this is kind of what we've been waiting for the last couple of years, to see Matthew Stafford in this type of system where there's play action pass. I just go back to he shimmies after throwing a scramble play to Davis Allen, and it's like he was going to try to take off and run it first. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to dip it. And that tells me that he's bought into what they're doing as well. And when your quarterback has buy-in, everyone's in, and they're having a good time, it doesn't matter what you call at this point, they're going to execute it.
You can't tell me he didn't flash back to that zone read at San Francisco last season and the way it messed him up. When he was scrambling on that, he turned that pylon down. He said, I'm throwing this to the back. I'm going to beat them with the Dwight Clark play.
Exactly.
They're in San Francisco. All right, let's flip it the other way around. I don't believe the Seahawks want to run the rock at all. I don't think they're a good running team. The Rams have defended the run really well. I think they're a play-action passing team that takes vertical shots, and so don't take the cheese. Bait them into running the ball. If they want to run the ball, let them, as far as I'm concerned.
I went back and watched last year's Seahawks game, and to me, it's if you're the Rams, you want to get them in the 3rd and 8. The pressure that the Rams got against this offensive line was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Fisk had a night, right? He went against Bradford and got pressure all over the place. Byron, everybody was getting it, Kobe Turner. So, to me, you want to get this offense into 3rd and 8 and 10. Like you said, they want to use first down as an advantage. It's a rundown. So we're going to play action pass and take shots.
DeMarco's looking at me like it's blasphemy, but
no.
I want Charbonnet to beat me, not JSN.
Oh, I got you. No. I think both defenses are the best defenses both team has faced all year. Does that make any sense to you?
Nailed it.
But I think the Rams' offensive line might be better. I think Jared Verse and crew can get after this group. I agree with you guys. But first, you must stop the run no matter what you do. You got to force them into passing situations and then get after Sam Darnold.
Yeah, JB's saying the opposite.
Well, either way, if you don't want to load the box and they do try, you got to stuff them and then force it back into a passing game to get after Sam Darnold.
This is what I will say. I think the Rams offensively are better than the Seahawks man-to-man except for one position. And this is crazy to say. But JSN is having such a year. That's the only thing I would give the Seahawks an edge. If we're going to talk about mano-a-mano, he's if he's not above Puka, they're neck and neck, right? And so to me, running game, I'll give it to the Rams. Running back, I'll give it to the Rams. Offensive line, I'll give it to the Rams. Quarterback, I'll give it to the Rams. Tight end, I'll give it to the Rams. But what I've seen JSN do to multiple defenses, that's what kept me up last night.
Well, I think implied in that is if you want to believe in this Rams secondary and the corners they kept around, this is the game when you're going to find out. Probably the truest measure since the second half against Philadelphia.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I don't think you can stay in front of the guy. He's a modern NFL receiver. In the modern NFL world, you can't even touch him. He's going to be open. But what you can do is frustrate him by getting after the quarterback. The more you hit him, the slower that ball is going to come out. Maybe you'll have a chance to step in front. So I wouldn't have stars in my eyes if I'm lined up on Smith and Jigba. What I would do is play my game and be as close to him as possible. If he catches it, drop him right there. If not, if the ball comes out slow or it's a little bit high, you may have a chance for a pick. It's not about him. It's who's delivering the football.
Well, let me ask you about Sam Darnold real quick. I just said a moment ago, I don't think that what happened last January against Darnold matters at all unless it matters to Sam Darnold. You know what I mean? Like what happened against Minnesota in Arizona in the wild card round, if that's bouncing around between his ears, then it matters. If he's not thinking about it, I don't think it has any bearing.
So I've faced quarterbacks that were in multiple spots.
Yeah.
They're the same guy. No matter what, if they're bad here or they have a good team there, they're the same guy. He's got to go through this gauntlet. You've got to stand in front of Jared Verse and listen to him bark at you for 4 quarters. That's going to get in your head, especially if you're tagging it.
All right, so the Rams can make this a mental hurdle game for the opposing quarterback.
Oh, and so I went back and watched the Vikings, the wild card game, and to me it was more about the coverages that he was seeing that confused him, right? To tie with, again, that's why I said 3rd and long, those coverages that go with that pass rush, that's what you want to get him into. And so I don't know if we're going to see corner blitzes and all those things that we saw in the wild card game, but you do want to do some different things to confuse him to force him to hold the ball so that you can get there. And the last thing I will say, you're right, DeMarco. You are who you are, no matter what. Last week he had 2 turnovers, right? They blew out Arizona.
3.
He had 2 picks and a fumble.
Yeah.
he will give you the ball if you're there.
I mean, we're wearing midnight mode gear, right? The Rams are wearing midnight mode uniforms today. What happens when the clock strikes midnight?
Man, listen.
People turn into pumpkins.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll find out. In terms of the stake, let's zoom back out for a second. It's a matchup of 7-2 teams. NFC West, best division in football. The winner here today will have control of it. I think the winner today is also pretty much a playoff team. Like, not mathematically clinches a playoff spot, but if either one of these teams gets to 8 by the end of the day, that NFC playoff bubble is pretty soft. You're going to be playing in the postseason.
Well, I was going to say this. I think you'll end up being the 1 seed.
Well, not just because of today, but you got the inside track to the
you have because, again, you have the Detroit and Philly playing today, so you have a great opportunity not only to make the playoffs, but to possibly host a game in the division round at your home if you can keep it going. Again, this game means so much. And normally, we don't want to call these must-wins or things like that, but this is definitely a big-time measuring stick for both sides.
I call it a gotta win. So when we talk about playoff seeding, my microphone just went out. All I think about is beating the Seahawks right now, and we'll figure out what happens after that. This is going to be a snootful. You guys know this, right?
Yes.
This is going to be fun. So you can't prepare for what a team was. You can only prepare for what they are today, and it's about best team on game day. So let's get past them and see what happens after that.
And the Rams play great in Seattle. The Rams play phenomenally on short weeks. They're good in primetime. All those things are true. But just looking ahead to the rematch between these teams, the Rams have to play Detroit on a Sunday, fly to Seattle, and play this team again on a short week. So I think it's imperative you hold serve here. You hold your home field and get this dub. All right, more to come. Let's get to our keys to the game next. Who wants to go first with the key to beating the Seattle Seahawks?
Okay, we've talked about the running game for Seattle, and I'm with you. Make this a Sam Darnold game and take away the run and all that stuff. From the other side, if you're Kyron Williams, if you're Blake Corum, if you're the Rams offense, you have to live with some dirty runs. This is a good defensive line, a really good defensive line. They're going to win up front. They're going to jump up the field. There's going to be some stuff that you only get 3 or 4 yards out of. Be okay with that. Keep coming back to it. Don't go away from the running game. Keep your running game viable for 4 quarters. You make Matthew Stafford almost unbeatable. So run the football, stop the run on the other side, get after Sam Darnold.
Yeah, to me, it's going to be even kill in the kicking game. This is the best kicking unit in the NFL. They've been that for the last couple of years. Keep it even. Don't let them win and get a big jump. Make your extra points. Make sure your special teams, you're tackling, you're rallying to the football. All those things. If you're even in special teams, you give yourself a great opportunity to win this game.
It is uneasy to be the team that hasn't made a field goal since week 6 in a game that's supposed to be decided by a field goal or less. Remember that last kick?
You have to bring that. I had no idea. Really?
Part of that is good news. Part of that is good news because they've been kicking extra points since they flew to London. But I'm just saying, the next kick that the thicker kicker makes will be his first NFL field goal.
All I'm saying is, no matter what, keep it even.
No doubt.
Don't do it. We don't need you to be more than them. Just keep it even. If it's even, you're good.
Here's my key is I think this is a front-runner game. I mean that in 2 ways. I think the team that can build a lead and maybe even a double-digit lead, it's more consequential than it's ever been. Because I think the first team that can get the opposing offense out of its script, out of its game plan, is going to win. And the other thing is be a front-runner in terms of down and distance. You've touched on this, right? But if you play in 3rd and 8 or more against both of these defenses, it's going to be a miserable day at the office. The Rams' secret sauce has been staying on or ahead of schedule. You look at their yards to gain on 2nd down, it's exactly the way they drew it up this offseason. If that's true again today, I think they beat these Seahawks.
Absolutely. And Sean, stay in your bag. Absolutely. He's been in the bag the last couple of weeks calling plays. Stay there.
All right, let's close it out with our real deal matchup of the game delivered by Little Caesars, the official pizza of the LA Rams. This is where we focus on the matchups that'll matter most. Who's got one?
Wow. I'll go Rams offensive line versus their D-line. I think they're underrated. We don't do enough talking about what they do up front. They absolutely flat can dominate a football game. So like I said, this is best on best, big on big. Whichever group decides to take over, that's probably who's going to win. So I'll say Rams offensive line, also underrated, versus their defensive line.
Yeah, I was going to say Leonard Williams versus whoever's blocking him because he's been on a tear too. But you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to go Nate Landman versus the football.
Oh, I like
And you get the ball out again, right? For whatever reason, you have found a way to punch the ball out multiple times. Can you get the ball out? If you can, my goodness, what an extra possession would mean in this game.
Can I go Nicky Mawari? I think he's the key to this game. I think he is the piece that represents who the Seahawks want to be. I think he's the piece that represents just how much the Rams are in their sights. This is a defense. This is a team that was built this offseason to try and go get the Rams and knock them off their throne. I don't care if the Rams play 5 tight ends today. McDonald's going to play sub packages. He's going to play nickel. Eman Wari is awesome. He's going to be a problem in this division for a long time to come. But he's never faced Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay. If his head is spinning today, the Rams win. If we're calling his name a lot on radio, I think the Seahawks win. How much does he play, and how well does he play? That's what it comes down to me.
I like it.
That's a good call.
All right, we'll wrap it up there. The Rams pregame show, as always, delivered by Little Caesars. Hey, Rams House, don't forget to order Little Caesars for the best deals on NFL Game Day. Click on the QR code at the bottom of this screen and enter code RAMS15. That's RAMS15 at checkout for 15% off your game day order of $15 or more. Terms and conditions may apply. Pizza, pizza. Kickoff just after the 1 p.m. hour on Fox. You can catch the 3 of us on the radio call, ESPN LA 710. For DeMarco Farr and Maurice Jones-Drew, I'm J.B. Long. Did we even say Cooper Kupp's name? Let's throw it in here. Welcome home, Cooper Kupp. We wish you well always, except for these next 3.5 hours.
There you go.
That's it.
Rams and Seahawks battle for first place coming your way here at SoFi in Week 11. Enjoy, everybody.